Once upon a royal cradle, there was Charles Edward. Born in 1884 in Claremont, Surrey, he was Queen Victoria's grandson, cousin to kings, raised on British soil, and wrapped in royal expectations. But fate had other plans. At just 15, he was plucked from his English upbringing and shipped off to Germany to become the Duke of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha after his childless uncle died. One moment he was eaten in cricket, the next, Kaisers, German uniforms, and ruling a duchy. Talk about a cultural whiplash. Raised under the wing of Kaiser Wilhelm II, Charles Edward soaked up German nationalism like a sponge. So when World War I erupted, guess whose loyalty wasn't to Britain? He had ruled a German duchy for 14 years, served in the German military, and wore his Prussian pride like a badge. He felt more like a duke than a Windsor. So yes, he fought for Germany, against the country of his birth. King George V wasn't having it. After the war, Charles Edward was stripped of all his British titles under the Titles Deprivation Act of 1917. Boom. One royal eviction, straight from the House of Windsor. Now stateless and stung, Charles wasn't just bitter, he was ripe for radicalization. Germany had lost the war. The monarchy? Dead. His duchy? Dismantled. His identity? In limbo. He craved purpose, somewhere to belong, something to believe in. And that made him easy prey for post-war far-right nationalism. So what did he do? He leaned hard into German ultranationalism. By the 1920s, Charles was flirting with fascism. By 1933, he was a full-blown Nazi. He joined the Nazi Party, rose through the ranks of the SA as an Obergruppenführer, and became president of the German Red Cross. That last one sounds noble until you learn he oversaw the Nazification of the organization, pushing propaganda, and quietly helping enforce the regime's horrifying policies. But wait, it gets messier. Charles wasn't just a passive participant. He actively spied on the British royal family. He fed intel to Hitler's inner circle, particularly about his cousin Edward VIII's, shall we say, Nazi-curious tendencies. Charles told Hitler, "Edward wants to take the lead." He even attended royal functions in Britain as late as the mid-1930s, all while secretly serving the Third Reich. A prince-turned-traitor, working both rooms like it was a family reunion with a side of fascism. And when the Nazi dream collapsed, so did Charles Edward. The Allies arrested him. A denazification court labeled him a major offender. He was fined, stripped of what little was left, and spent his final years in obscurity, broke and disgraced, and forgotten. He died in 1954, a relic of a scandal most royals hoped history would quietly bury. He started as a golden boy of empire, born into majesty, groomed for greatness. But by the end, he was a cautionary tale. A prince who traded his crown for a swastika. Born a prince, died a Nazi. Queen Victoria would not be amused. So that's Charles Edward. British by birth, German by rule, Nazi by choice. A man torn between two crowns who chose the swastika over both. He wanted honor. He ended up with shame. He wanted loyalty. He got rejection. And in chasing belonging, he lost every place he ever belonged to. But was he the only royal to flirt with fascism? Well, roll the tapes. Because somewhere out there is a photo of Edward VIII. Yes, the abdicated king, shaking hands with Hitler himself. So no, Charles Edward might not have been the only one sipping the Nazi Kool-Aid. He was just the most tragic proof that royal blood doesn't come with a moral compass.